Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Taiga from CZT Tomas Padros. Now, the time of this recording, it is the third Tuesday of the month, and that means it is tough. It was Tough Tangle Tuesday, and that's where it's a free class. Come join us sometime, but I look for tangles that are either just more difficult in nature in a number of different ways. They could have a lot of steps, not necessarily complicated, but just a lot of steps, a lot of things to remember. It could just take a lot of focus, not necessarily hard strokes or anything, just high focus. Or just, kind of in all of the above. And so today we looked at Taiga from CZT Tomas Padros, had a lot of fun. And the idea is, let's just take somewhat of a deep dive. Let's play with it. I like to see if I can find ways to make it simpler or just understandable. That's, I'm usually doing it for myself and just share it with everybody. So we have a lot of fun with these. Come join us sometime. Link in the description section is to my website. You'll see the classes link. There's also other ways you can follow me when I post things, classes, and we would love to have you join us if you haven't done so already. We have a lot of fun. So just a warning. All right. So this one is neat, and one of the things that I love about Thomas is he gives a plethora. I think I've used this 3 times in the last week. A plethora of ways to use his tangles. Different configurations. It's just such a nice body of work that Thomas always puts out for each individual tangle, and this is. This goes right along with it. All right, what I'm going to do this time, I'm just going to share with you the basic strokes, the basic way he has it, and then I'll show you my examples of one of the alternate ways that he did it. Now, I found myself in playing with this before getting confused with some of the other options that he has, adding, dots and lines and that kind of thing. So, like I said, we're just going to do this just the way he has it. All right, so it starts off, and I'm going to start to one side. Well, I'll start to this side, so that way we can add some things. So it starts off with, and it doesn't matter which direction you start, a little curve line and a loop at the end that comes back on itself. We'll do this, we'll call it like fancy fescue, things like, we do this stroke a lot. And then, it seems like in the last week we've had several where, you do this, and then the next one, it's the same thing. It just tees off of what you've already done. This same idea. But we're not going to tee this off the middle. It's going to come right from underneath that loop. Same idea. And you can have a little curve to this. Mine seem to be a little bit more on the straight side. And we just continue. Well, that's a bit long. We continue them up as far as you want to go, and it's like, well, since I'm taking these long, I guess I better just continue. Okay. Then, and honestly, there are in our sessions today, we had 2 of my fellow Tangle Addicts came up with ideas on how, because there was some struggle, and I will put those in I'll put those in the description section. I'll put them on my blog post for sure. Sign up for my blog post when you're at my website. And it's just if it helps type of thing. All right. So once you have this done, the next part, well, it's not necessarily difficult. At the same time, I don't know, maybe I made it more difficult than it is. So here's what I'm going to do. I approached it several ways. One was, you know what? You could just fill in the little, I'll just do these 2. Fill in the little loops and then see how you want to finish off what I call the Acme Hole. And really, once I've done a number of Thomas's tangles, and he does like to use this, what I call Acme Hole. If you don't know the reference, Bugs Bunny, Roadrunner, Coyote, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, that's the Acme Hole. All right. Actually, I think they made most use of it in the Who Framed Roger Rabbit than anything. So anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this into kind of like a rounded triangular shape. So I'm just coming right off of the top of that little loop, bringing it down, and then we'll finish coloring that in. And then what I also found is, okay, looking at this side, we have this path that's coming in and tucking in here. So it's like, okay, I have that. That's great. And then over here, same thing. Now, on Thomas's step out, he added some dotted lines. Again, beautiful, for my mind, cartoon reference. So if you wanted to picture this as a big kind of oval, you could. So that way this line, I'm not drawing the dots, I'm giving you sound effects for the dots, apparently. So that way it kind of lines up with here. Because there is a little bit of magic within this. Because, like I said, you see this path coming down. And because of these two filled in sections, it creates that path. Now, I also have found, and I'll show you at the end, don't get too hung up on it, because honestly, there are many shapes that will work. Thomas has, like I said, this kind of rounded triangle shape, and I have several of mine that don't line up to anything on my others, and it still looks good. It is, and if nothing else from our Tangle Time sessions, that's what you'll get out of it. It's like, you know what? It's okay. All of it's okay. I can do this. It's all good. All right, now let's see. This one, well, you know what? I'm going to carry this off the page just because I want to be able to finish this little loop right here, and that's how it would go. All right. Now, you can use this just as it is. Make it, a border, make it part of something else. I personally think that this would be, there are a lot of tangles that use that idea that you could then pair them with, and it would be a lot of fun. But one of the neat things I think that is an attractor on the samples that we see from Thomas is this idea of making it kind of looks like a tree or something. But so what we're going to do is we're going to do it on this side and mirror what we have. I'm not using any lines. I'm not using any prompts or dots, because I also want to prove that this can be done without that stuff. I just have to get we went this way, so this one has to go, sorry, let me get this so that way, yes, you can see. This is going this way, so this one is going to have to go this way, and I am just eyeballing and then I'm eyeballing the distance just to see. And, close wins a cigar. It's good. I just have to, part of me is like, let me get these loops going the right direction. Yeah, that helps. Because one of the things that I feel very strongly about with Zentangle is the idea of really doing things freeform and not worrying about, not being working to avoid perfectionism. And so that's why it's like, nope, I'm just gonna do this just as it is. You can have fun and add lots of other things if you want to. I don't want to discount that, but at the same time, I want to prop up the fact of doing things just freehand, because there is something freeing about it. It's kind of what Zentangle was based on, right? One of the things in the books is when we have, having a tangle, and this doesn't involve any erasing, so it totally goes within the lines of Zentangle. So don't get me wrong, but just to have fun with it and not be hung up with perfection. There's off my soapbox. That's my point. That's my point. I'm sticking to it. I'm done. All right. And then, as you notice, I was doing the same thing, just creating those, kind of curvy, pointy Acme holes. Now, of course, when you're done, look at what you've done, and if you need to not look at it for a minute and then come back and go, oh, look at that. Oh, isn't that neat? Sometimes that helps. I know myself with what I did this afternoon. When I came back and looked at it, it looked a lot better in my eyes than while I was doing it. There's something about when we get so, micro-focused on what we're doing. Now, where I was going to go with this is feel free, because these because they're filled in, you can adjust them. So taking a look and seeing, well, do I need to? Maybe to match the size, or if just something is a little bit weird, it's all good. Now, after this, number one, you could leave it like this and just do shading. You could do this, mirror these as far as you want. Honestly, and I did not do it, but I should have. Even if you did them the same way, in the same direction, I'm sure that you can, it would still turn out really, really neat. This does create a neat shape. All right, so one thing that you can do to decorate is to aura. And I'm sorry, I just think it's fun to call it the Acme Hole, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let me start on the outside. So coming on the outside, so this half of the hole, right, like this, coming in and around, and then stopping at that line. Now I'm gonna do all of those on that side. Okay, and then we'll do the ones on the inside. Same thing. And when it's done, it looks so complicated, but it's so not. And I would do just one way. Well, no, you can do. No, you know what? Take that back. You can do as many as you want. Okay, and then let's do the other side. And the last side. And, oh, I didn't do up here. This would have an aura there. This would have an aura here. And there we go. You could also, you could do something, in the middle. Whatever you want to do. But let me show some shading ideas. And let's just start where we think. Where it's going in. Well, let's do that side first. And you see, oh, what a difference that makes. And you know what? When you do one side, you really have two, right? So let's get this side as well. Even though I didn't intend to kind of go off the page, we did. And look at how fun that is. The difference between this and this. Let's actually go a little bit darker right on that edge. Yep, that helps a bit. I'm not working to spread it out any further. Just want... I'm almost losing my pencil. Just want that edge to be more dark. So then I'm just blending it into the gradient that we already have there. Yes. Look at that. Okay, now let's do the other side. And so what a neat tangle to be, and I hope that if you've tried it, I hope I've made it easier. If you haven't tried it, I hope I made it so that way you could feel comfortable doing this tangle again. These are so neat. Ones like this that have this feature that look like it's paper crafting, like you've cut and weaved paper, but you haven't. It's the optical illusion that we create with the pen and the graphite. It's just so neat. And I like to think once I felt comfortable. Once I got it, I was like, okay, nope, I get it. It makes sense. I can and will do this one again because it is so neat, the result. Forgot that little bit up there. Where else did I forget? I think I got it. Whoops, sorry about that. Super neat, if I do say so myself. All right, let me show you what we did earlier. So in, like I said, in Thomas's step outs, plural. So I'll in the description section, I will have a link to Tangle Patterns. It's on there. And then also to his Instagram, because on his Instagram, then you can see other examples and stuff like that. And search look through all of the gorgeous work that he has done. But this version was just called Wild, and I liked it. And so this one, and let me maybe I use this as an example. This one, what you started off with was lines. These lines down the center. It would have been here, okay? And again, I didn't do the dots. He does show how you can use the dots, which would basically line up with, say, the bottom of these loops, just so that way you can have the placement and have that help. So I didn't do that. I just let it. I was totally wild, totally. All right, and then if you want to do this one, do take a look, because I didn't do it at first, at how to end them. It's not hard, but it's just like, oh, I really should have looked at that before I was just doing it. So really neat. And then in these sections here, you can just put another kind of big triangle or small triangle or loop or whatever shape you want right in these sections, and that's what creates that division. And it's really neat. The one thing I didn't do, because you could put little things in the center. You'll see that on Thomas's work. Here you could do the same thing. You have all of this empty space. You can use it somewhat as a reticula if you want to. So that was neat. And then I did it again. You see I did that same aura-ing. Did the same version again. I just wanted to have a second try at it. And this one I liked a little bit better because it's just better, but it's just different. I was picturing the Aurora Borealis up here, and this one has it as well. And here's some lovely prepped tiles that my friend Rosemary sent me. And so just a lot of fun. This one I didn't really do anything different except that first try doing it this way, second try doing it this way, and I just kind of spread things out this way. Lot of fun. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like again, if you've tried it, I hope that it helped. If it did, let me know in the comments. I always appreciate when people let me know if it's helped. Don't tell me if it hasn't. No, I'm just kidding. I do like to know that if it helped at all. All right, so I mentioned the description section. You'll find the links to the step outs, links to connect with me if you wish. If you would like to participate in something like this, I already mentioned go to the classes link on my website, but also we have, if you happen to be on Facebook, we have a private group, our Tangle Addicts community group page, and we have a lot of fun. A lot of the people that are on the calls regularly are in the group, and it extends the conversation to like every day, and it's absolutely amazing. A lot of amazing people on there. So if you happen to be on, join us. There are 3 questions to answer to gain entry. I just want you to know that. Let's see. You'll see the other links there. Follow me on Facebook. Subscribe to the blog. All of that stuff. And you know what? And if you like I will, because I'm not a great self-promoter, except for free stuff. Free stuff I like to promote. Some of the classes are paid. I do. A lot of them are free. Like this is a free one. And if you like what we do, I just want to make sure that you know, I do have a membership club. So it's a monthly fee. You can cancel it at any time, but it gives you basically access to all of the paid classes. You don't have to register for anything. And I have one exclusive class called Razamatanga. You'll see information for that on the website. But we have a lot of fun. So if you are a Tangle addict and you think that you'd at least pay for one class a month, it's well worth your time, well worth your money and your time. So just want to make a brief mention of that. All right. So with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.